Master guys, good morning.
Amen.
MG's in training, good morning.
Amen.
Oh, okay. Maranatha, SYL.
Amen.
Maranatha.
Jesus is coming again.
Maranatha.
Jesus coming again.
Jesus is coming again.
Maranatha.
It's good to be here.
It's wonderful to be here.
It's wonderful to be here.
It's good to be here.
It's good to be here.
It's wonderful to be here.
It's good.
It's good.
It's what?
It's good.
Okay. Welcome to Sabbath. Allow me this time around to invite my elder Matengu to give us what he has for the day. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Amen.
I believe it's already afternoon.
Not yet.
In the camps where I have been, I've always relied on Elder Ruben to take sermons. I don't know what happened today. I really don't know what happened. He has been doing it many a times. And I hope you will do it when I'm still alive. I think, and I've listened well, the prayer of the gentleman who prayed for the offerings. He called this place a temple. Thank you, my brother, for recognizing it as a temple. He said, if there is a day or a time when this place has ever acknowledged God, is today. Many events have been taking place in this place, but today, its time has come that it should know that God is here. And even the plants that are here, they know God is here. And we are blessed to be here. We thank God who has blessed us with this time to be here, to come and attend this event. It's not by coincidence that we made it possible. Let's talk about something that says, that's who God is. That is who God is. In many times, we want God to operate the way we want, like a calculator. 2 plus 2, it gives you the answer. Unfortunately, that's not who God is. But today we'll talk about something that shows that's who God is. A number of us have been in situations where we waited for God to act. And when He acted, we said, yes, that's the power of God. But someone who does not believe in God, he will say, no, I don't think that was God. It's by nature that it happened. But for you and me that believes in God, we believe and understand how God operates. There are many things that you appreciate that God has done for you or that God has done for you. I remember my time when I was in grade 11. We used to go to the river during the winter season. And we went there every year. But this time when we went, I was never afraid like it happened. When we arrived, you know, our crow was on the other side. There is a place, a small island. Those that knows the river that is called, I don't know why they call it Mwangalisa. I think you know it. Yes. You cross it, you go into a small island, then you cross the bigger Zambezi. But now it's bigger than Zambezi. So our crow used to be there. Now, if you are not, it's not easy, man. Every time you are crossing, you cross in the morning, you go and milk on the other side. And then you cross and you come back. Lunch, you have to cross again. In the evening, you have to cross. It's the river you are playing with. So, this time when we came, it was different. When we arrived, we found a young man who was sleeping there. His neck was swollen, and they have applied some oil on him. And he looked to be in pain. And when we asked what was wrong, his elder brother quickly said, "We were kicked by a hippo yesterday." You know, when that is said, you just cross the river, and you cannot remain there. You have to go back. I could feel how cold it was in my bones. It was in the afternoon, but man, it was bad. So we collected ourselves, we came together, and as they were, the adults went for lunch. When they finished, they said, we are going quickly to the shop on the other side, then we'll come back. Remember, it's only through a canoe that you get out. Yes. So they took the canoe, and we remained inside. So late in the evening, they have to go back, they have to come back and go fishing. So when they came back, we were awakened, or we heard a strange sound. A man and his assistant, they were returning from the shop where they went to have some few bottles. They were fishermen. So when they arrived, it's like 10 or 15 meters away, 15 meters. The young man is paddling. The old man is in front, seated in the canoe. So the old man calls by the name, I still remember the name of the young man. It was Mushavati. He calls. The old man says, Mushavati. He said, hey. He said, hey, Mushavati, look. When he looked, he saw a hippo waiting for them just right where they were coming. It was just that it takes out its head, it goes back. And they take and back. And you know, it's not nighttime. It's around somewhere there around 3 and 4. The young man at the back panicked. And the old man said, listen, let me tell you. You just face it. We are going there. He's seated in front. And this one who is peddling, he said, boss, where? He said, on it. What do? You want to reverse, huh? He said, if you move back, let's just face it. So he took 1, 2. The third, they were up. The legs of the boss were in the water. The young man was outside on the ground. So he pulls his boss outside. And they don't run, they sit. They say, are you all right? I'm all right. So we come running to come in because we heard the sound of the canoe. So as they sit, it pulls the canoe into the water, attacking the canoe, and it picked some pieces from it. We found them seated. And then I was wondering, what type of people are these ones? After surviving such a bad deal, they are still seated. Now, as we were walking back, the canoe was still in the water. He said, let's go. Later, his sons came back for it. It's in the water again. They came back for it to pick it. Someone who believes in God will say, God has saved us. But a fisherman will say, this happens every time. It's like a taxi driver. So accidents is part of my trade. But for someone who believes in God, you believe with full understanding that whatever has happened today, that I'm still alive, God has saved me. So when we move around, when we live, we should know who we are and we should know how God operates. When you hear someone who says, no, that's nature. Some people are attacked by the hippo and they survive, some they die. Don't force him to accept your faith. He does not know God. You and me, we understand how God operates. And the way he operates, that's who God is. Unless we reach the understanding of knowing that God is, he operates this way, we will not believe in God. So we should know that God operates this way and we give him his space to operate. Today I'm not reading in the book of Zechariah. There are people that have been calling me Zechariah. So I said no. I'll move away from that book. I'll go to something else. I'm not Zechariah, my name is Matengu. So I'll leave that book for a long time. I will not read that book in public again. Today I'm going to read Job 38. Let's go back. I don't know what is your version. Let's see King James. If someone has King James, I don't know if it has the same words with this one. Let's try King James, verse 1 and 2. King James, I have New King James. Who has King James? Verse 1 and 2. Job 38, verse 1 and 2. Yes, you have, yeah. Yes, King James, yes. Let's hear from King James.
Job chapter 38, verse 1 and 2 reads, Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, Who is this that darkeneth counsel by words without knowledge?
There are other Bibles that calls it by words without wisdom. NIV says knowledge or wisdom. Okay? NIV people are quiet. There are Bibles that says by words without wisdom. King James says by words without knowledge. Job has been crying, has been complaining because of pain. When all of us goes in pain, we complain. Is God listening? This danger here in front, is God seeing it? Is God watching? So we understand God is watching. As long as we have given him authority in our lives, God is watching the danger that is pressing. God is seeing the danger that is coming forth. He is seeing it and he is watching. But we should not use him like a calculator. We should not press him like a remote. For because God is saying he has been watching Job going through problems, going through pain. But here when he is crying, in 38 now, God speaks now. Imagine from verse 1 there. Now in 38, God is answering. It's a long time. Now, God comes in. And when he answers, in verse 3 he says, Now Job, if you think you are a man, stand up and answer me. Were you there when I brought planet Earth into existence? Were you there? So if you are a man, Job, you can't tell me what to do. You cannot tell me when to act. You can't. When I brought you into existence, Job, I did not consult you. I said Job should be born. Today, you are saying I should operate the way you want. No, that's not how God works. That's not who God is. God works with his own time because that's who he is. The danger that you see ahead, God is seeing it. The problems that we see ahead, God is seeing it. Ambassadors, the examinations that is coming in front of you, God is seeing it. He is watching. As long as we allow God to operate, God is going to act with his own time. So let's allow God to be who he is. He said, who is this who is darkening counsel? By words without wisdom, by words without knowledge. Heavenly counsel sits, and the Job's words comes in. It's not words, it's complex. God, I'm in pain. Why can't you act? If you can't act, let me die. And now in 38, God answers. And says, stand up like a man. As we proceed, Job says, God, I only used to hear you. But now I have done what? I have seen you. I retreat. Job retreated and say it's time for God to do what? To act. And that's how God works. My encouragement to you today, as we gather together, as we live together, believe me, there is no one who does not have a problem. This morning we were looking at a small boy, said, that boy is so good. When he is hungry, he cries. he has no bill to pay. He's not owing anyone. What a beautiful life the young man lives. A number of parents here, they have bills waiting for them. Remember the man who said, don't go this side, don't go this side. Do what? Face it. The people of God, we don't run away. We remain there. God is going to take it. When we run away, we become crooks. Let's face it. God is going to act. Don't go to the right. Don't go to the left. Let's face it. God is watching, like he watched Job. One day God is going to act the way he acted in Job's life. All the bills we have, all the problems we have, every part of our lives, God has been watching. But we should not expect God to give us millions. It does not work as a cash loan, as a bank. He is a God. May God bless us all. Amen.
Amen.